Hi, my name is Matt and I'm an alcoholic. Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to wrap up the introductory portion and I'm going to talk about a couple of topics that are pretty important before we get into the 12 steps and start looking at those. The first thing I want to talk about is the resources available to your family and your children. Because most alcoholics that I've met and talked to tend to think that their drinking really didn't affect anybody else, because a lot of them were high functioning, they still had a job, they were paying the bills, they were doing what they were supposed to be doing. But, the disease affects everybody in the family, especially the children. It's very destabilizing to a family, causes lots of problems, more than I really want to get into in this video. So one of the kindest things that you can do for your family, aside from sobering up and getting your own act together, is to involve them in a treatment program of their own so that they can start to heal. Now, for most adults, the program of Al-Anon is for friends, family members of people who have alcoholism. Alateen was designed for teenagers and children to work through the process of recovery and to understand that they're dealing with a disease and to understand some of the behaviors of alcoholism and how it has affected them and how they can prevent it in the future. And it's good for the family to work on sobriety together, because if just one person gets treated and the other persons have been affected by alcoholism, that doesn't just magically go away. It's like having a kid in a classroom that has lice, and the lice spread like wildfire through the whole classroom, and you take the original kid and you treat that kid and get rid of the lice. Well, if you don't treat the rest of the kids, guess what? It's still there and it's still going to be prevalent. So you've got to have everybody on board, otherwise it's going to be a little rocky. I'm not saying that it can't be done, I'm just saying that it's generally better and people have a higher success rate. The family has a higher success rate of staying together, and it usually makes things a lot more livable and tolerable. So the other thing I wanted to point out is most alcoholics I've met, and myself included when I got into the program, we tend to neglect our health. So I think I would recommend that if you're going to start this program and you're going to achieve sobriety and stay sober, that you make an appointment and keep it with your primary healthcare provider and let them know what your intentions are. And make sure that you're medically ready and cleared to do this, because some people may experience withdrawal symptoms, they may experience the shakes, they may have some other problems that might need to be medically managed to get them to the point where they can focus on sobriety. So if you do that, again, it's not mandatory, you can do whatever you want, but it would be a good idea because, again, I want to see everybody succeed, and if going to the doctor a couple of times before you get ready to do this is what you got to do, then it's a small price to pay, because if you're watching these videos and you're even contemplating going through the steps, then chances are you've probably suffered enough already, so no need to suffer anymore. Myself included, my diet was horrible when I got into this program, because I spent a lot of time in bars and nightclubs and ate a lot of junk food, because the only time I ate was just to get rid of the hunger pangs before I went in to drink. And that was not good for me. So I also had to make sure that my liver wasn't damaged because of all the alcohol that I drank. My sleeping patterns were pretty poor because of my disease, and that needed to be addressed. So again, each person's different, each person has different issues, so make sure you get those addressed and be ready. Now, in the next video, we're going to talk about the first step, and this is the step that really gets the ball rolling, so I want you to start thinking about that. And again, make sure that you take care of your family and those people that are close to you, and let them know what's going on, and let them know, what you're trying to do, and try to get them involved. If they don't want it, then don't try to force it, because it's just going to make matters worse. But it may take more than one, talking about these other programs to get your family involved and even interested in it, because they may want to see how you do first, because they're going to think, well, yeah, we want to see some results before we stick our necks out, because they're not going to want to have to change just because of you. So you might have to do a little sobering up first, and then as they see the change in you, then oftentimes they'll be more interested. So don't take it too personally if they say, no, I don't want to go. Because most people that I've met that are involved with alcoholics don't really think that they even have a problem. And because they don't drink, or they don't abuse drugs or whatever, and they think, well, the other person's the one that drinks, so why should I go to meetings, or why should I go get help, because I'm not the problem. So you're going to run into that a lot. There's a lot of denial, a lot of problems. The reason is that alcoholics find certain people to date and marry. That's just the nature of the disease. And I don't want to get too deep into that, because again, a psychologist or somebody licensed to do that would probably be a better person to talk to. But chances are, if you're in a relationship and you've been drinking a lot and things are getting kind of crazy, it's usually a tendency that we'll find somebody just like the person we're with if we do split up and we go our separate ways, because we tend to attract certain personality types, and that's, again, just the nature of the disease. So this program is for you. It has to be for you. If you're getting sober for somebody else, or you're getting sober because you think, oh, I'm going to get sober because I'm going to win my family back, or I need this or I need that in order to stay sober, then you're kind of on the wrong track already. This really needs to be about you, because nobody else can take this journey but you, and nobody else can get sober except you. Nobody can force you to do anything, and if they try, it's probably not going to work. So with that, again, I'll say, welcome. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what your religious background is, your sex, any of it. Doesn't matter. Alcohol is alcohol. It affects everybody, and this disease, again, is a respecter of no one. So everybody's welcome here, and I'm glad that you're here. So in the next video, we're going to talk about step 1, and we're going to get started. So with that, I'll say have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.